I'm just going to start this video by saying I am not affiliated with anyone. All of these opinions are my own. Nobody can predict the future, but this is how I think things are going to develop. Hey, what's up, everyone? I just wanted to have a quick talk about COVID-19 and how this is going to bring us a lot of opportunities to come. COVID-19 has brought us so much uncertainty. When this first hit, me and my wife had our calendars completely obliterated, which is why very early on we decided to leave Toronto and come up north to live with her in-laws. We decided that Canada was going to be following suit with Europe and was going to go on a lockdown. And we lived in a tiny, and I guess we live in a tiny apartment in a complex with a bunch of other people who are like old and elderly and sick, and we didn't want to be running the risk of getting everyone else ill if we were going out and doing groceries, or like if we ended up having to go out and do anything for whatever reason. We didn't want to be putting all of those people at risk. So we decided to go up north where there basically isn't anyone, with less of a likelihood of us getting sick. And hence why I'm in this basement closet at the moment to do all of my work, and that's why I'm making all of these YouTube videos to keep busy. Let's just break down why I think this is going to have a lot of opportunity for us in the future, and that why this isn't all just doom and gloom. And if you're following all the memes online, if you're reading your Instagram, you can see the pictures of people complaining about not seeing their hairstylists, or the pictures of people laying out their clothes in bed next to them waiting to go out for a night, people talking about how they miss their friends. Everybody's going to want to go out, have some drinks with people, and enjoy everything, and like get back into the culture of it all. Obviously, it's going to look different. People might be a little bit more hesitant for a few things, but everyone is excited to see sports games. Everyone's going to be excited to see shows again. Everyone wants to be with their friends. There's people are going to be going to clubs again. People are going to go out and dance because everyone is sick of being in isolation at the moment. I mean, like I'm sick of being indoors all the time, but I understand the reasoning for it. That's why I'm doing it. Apparently next week the Canadian government are going to be releasing information about how they're going to start easing off on all of these restrictions, which is very interesting to me. We see it happening in the US. Some other countries in Europe are talking about it. We know that Canada is coming up with a plan. I assume that people like me who are kind of healthy are going to start going out and working again. There's going to be events that are happening. Now, that increases our likelihood of getting the virus and getting sick. However, our likelihood of being okay once we are past the worst of being sick is pretty high. So like I'm young, I'm healthy, the likelihood of me dying from this illness is pretty low. It means like if I am going to get sick, I might be out for 3 weeks and it's going to suck, and it's going to be the same for anyone else in the same boat as me. But it's probably going to happen where people are going to have to self-isolate again if they feel sick. The upside of all of this is as people get sick when they go back to work, those voids are going to have to be filled somehow. If someone goes to work and they like cough funny, the likelihood is that they are going to be sent to work for at least a few days until they know that they aren't sick. And if they are sick, they are going to be off for 3 weeks. Be that traveling on the road with bands, be it doing like big events with like in downtown Toronto, or like in the cities that you're in for live events. Those voids are going to have to be filled by someone. So here's your opportunity to make sure that people know who you are, what you do, and make sure that you can be there to fill those voids. You may not be put straight on the pedestal. Like if the front of house engineer for a band gets sick, they're probably going to find another front of house engineer that they know and trust. Or it could be the case of like the front of house engineer gets sick, the monitor engineer comes over, maybe the monitor engineer is replaced. There will be opportunities to come in and like prove yourself in those positions and get used again. Some people are going to think that events are going to kick in really slowly, and I don't necessarily think that this is going to be the case. I think the number of events is still going to be high. Sports events are frozen at the moment, live events are frozen at the moment, all corporate events are frozen, weddings, like all of this stuff are industries where we can make money, and people are going to want to kick those events into gear really quickly, especially for people like myself who work in music venues. I know that those events are going to happen again because they're going to have to pay all of their rent, they're going to have to pay all of their employees. We can't be relying on the government to be paying us and just printing an endless supply of money for like the next 2 years. So things are going to open again. Things are going to get busy. If we go back to every market crash in history, the moments after those market crashes are when the biggest amount of growth happens. If history repeats itself, which it generally does, it means that there's going to be a huge opportunity for growth here. If you've been thinking about getting into this industry, or you've been looking at a slight change, maybe you don't want to be touring anymore, maybe you want to be working for PA companies more, maybe you want to be more of a system tech, maybe you want to start doing some video, maybe you want to become an accountant, whatever it is, the opportunities are going to start showing themselves very quickly. And now we're in this unprecedented period where all of these companies are putting out free resources. Just to mention too, my friend Jeremiah over at Adamson is giving webinars. Smart are doing webinars. Here's another one. Sennheiser were doing webinars. There's more resources out there. L Acoustics, there's another one. They're putting out all of this information out for free because for them, it pays to have more technicians out there who know their equipment so that people can start rolling them out at events. They know that this stuff pays off and they're trying to fill the time and keep their brand name known. If you want to do some edits for people's podcasts, which are now popping up everywhere, Isotope Elements is $29 at the moment, up until I think maybe the 30th of the month. And I would have to double check that one. But like, everything is cheaper. We can grow, we can develop, we can learn things. And as a result, we can start making sure people know what we're doing. So start getting resumes out there, start talking to those PA companies that you've been holding off on, start reaching out to new clients. This is a huge opportunity for everyone. And if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I want to discuss with all of you because for me, even though this is a horrible time, I see the future as bright, and I really believe that we're going to be having some of the best years of our lives. We would be foolish to think that it's not going to go to that place again. It might take a few years, but it is going to get there. People are going to get sick during this period of time, so please look after yourselves. Stay safe out there. Let's have a discussion in the comment section below, and I really wish everyone the best.